Okay. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? If you've got your headsets on, let me know if I'm too loud. Just go like that. Do the Ross from Friends. Let me know if I talk too loud. So today's talk all about building a successful e-commerce brand. Like mine on the board there, so HeckinPawfect, one of my pet brands that I started about 2.5 years ago now. So we're going to go through my journey. And obviously it is my journey as well. So some of the things that I'm going to go through are things that have worked for me, which aren't necessarily going to work for everyone in the room, like going to the gym, following those workouts, not all going to be the same for everyone out there. Every journey going to be a little bit different for everyone out there as well. So before I carry on, if we can get a show of hands if anyone has their own business at the moment in e-commerce. Okay, quite a few of you. How many of you are sort of in your first year? So a few of you there as well. Okay, so hopefully you'll get some value out of this as well, because it's kind of an open book session for me. So talking about my experiences, going through what I've learned, what I failed with, and hopefully you'll be able to take some of that knowledge away and apply it to your everyday businesses as well. So we go through the agenda. We've got lovely Honey in the background there, rocking one of the collars. So we're going to go through my journey, how I got started, why I chose e-commerce, and why I chose the niche that I've chosen. And then going out into that first year, second year, and then scaling onwards from there now. So we're about 2.5 years into our journey, starting to get some really good traction as well. So we're looking at that scaling point, how to achieve even more into our growth of our revenue in our business as well. And at the end there, some key takeaways as well. So on your own journey as well, getting those key takeaways, something I want you to leave here with, where you can apply that into your businesses as well. So my journey, who am I? My name's Chris. I'm ex-RAF as well, so ex-military. I left in 2015 after 7 years of service. And then my partner in the middle there also sat down at the centre here. Front and centre is Nat as well, with our 2 rescue dogs, Holly and Reggie as well. So I've kind of had dogs my whole life, and I've had my second lot of rescues now, so both from Romania. And then moving into that 30. So the 30 is my crossroads in my life. Like many people out there as well, you'll have that kind of, not your midlife crisis, but that crossroad in your life where you take a step back, look at what you're doing in your life and where you want to go as well. So for me, leaving in 2015, went into cybersecurity. So I got to 30 3 years ago now, took that crossroad, and I thought, is cybersecurity something I want to do for the next 15 years, 30 years? Not really. I'm not emotionally attached to it, so if I can get away from that, that's something I'd definitely invest into as well. So came up to that crossroad, looked at things like e-commerce, all your stock markets, all of that sort of stuff as well, all those side hustles that you could possibly start working on too. And that's where e-commerce for me really stood out, because I like the whole model of it. Whether you start with your drop shipping or jump straight in the deep end and start your own white label brand or private label brands as well. So e-commerce, good model for me. Being the single point of your business is a massive plus, because if there are any failures, any kind of issues in your business, it falls on you. So the accountability is all within your hands. So making sure that you get your successful business falls into you. So in e-commerce as well, moving on to your product ideas. So we've now decided we're going to get into things like dropshipping or any kind of e-commerce out there, running your Shopifys and stuff like that. So product ideas being that really important thing. So what niche are you going to choose? What product are you going to use? And a lot of people will jump straight onto those clickbait videos where it's like, I sold this product, I made 200 grand in that first month. And realistically, if you're going to go and follow those trends, ultimately it's going to be a lot harder for you, because everyone else out there is going to do it as well. But there are some tactics that you can use when it comes into e-commerce, picking those product ideas. And something I always suggest is, if you're emotionally attached to something, if you are a dog owner out there, or you love your sports or anything like that, pick a product that you're actually going to know what is a good quality product as well. Because by doing that, you're going to know exactly what you're looking for in that product. So when it comes to selling it to other people out there, whether it's B2C, so business to consumer, or B2B to other businesses as well, you can sit in a room and you can talk that customer or that business through exactly what makes that product the best product out there as well. So for me, going into that pet niche, something really important to me. Grew up with dogs my whole life. I've had a various amount of dogs as well. I've had the arthritis, I've had the bad behaved ones, and all of that sort of stuff as well. So I really know what makes that good dog product as well. So that first year for us was a smallish kind of year for us. You know, getting started into e-commerce, having no experience at all. Because like I said, coming from the military, going into cybersecurity, no background in even running a business or starting a business as well. So there were loads of learning curves for me in that first year. And a lot of people, admittedly, probably will pull out in that first year because it is quite difficult. If you have no network, you don't really know any kind of mentorship or anything like that, it is going to be quite an uphill struggle. But it is worth it in that first year. If you can get through that, you can pretty much get through anything with that business as well. So picking that product for us was that LED collar. And then moving into the branding side of things as well. So branding for me, really important because you want to be able to, people coming in, like I saw a few people come in today, you know, looking at the screen, seeing the logo, seeing a smile on their face as well. Because, you know, a bit of wordplay, if anyone likes any of their memes and funny dog videos, all that sort of stuff, it derives from all of that as well, because I love my memes. I'm a meme lord, as they call it anyway. So like I said, HeckinPawfect for me was born through that kind of wordplay too. And my partner, Nat, while we were trying to think of these logo ideas, went down, made a cup of tea, came back upstairs, and I said, oh, what about HeckinPawfect? And she literally looked me dead in the face and just said, I hate how your brain works sometimes. So I knew there and then that was the name that we were going to go forward with as well. So branding, like I said, can be a really important thing when it is first starting out as well, because you want people to buy into it, give it a bit of credibility before you get started as well. So anything that's not branded, obviously people look at that and think, oh, maybe it's a bit like your sort of Temus and stuff like that, that's going to take a long time. But with a brand on it, gives it all of that credibility as well. And then moving into building a website as well. So fortunately for me, where I work in cybersecurity, I was well with kind of language and code and all the back end of your websites as well. But that's not to put anyone off. If you are thinking about getting that e-commerce brand launched in the next week or the next year as well, don't let something like building a website put you off, because you do have things like Shopify just around the corner and Wix and all of that sort of stuff as well, who have some really good templates for anyone who is a beginner and doesn't have a clue how to set a website up as well. So when it comes to building that website, like you can just see on the image there, you want to make that landing nice and personal when it comes through, so people know exactly what it is they're coming through to on that website as well. And then moving into that mentorship. So like I said, in that first year, if you can find someone who runs a business, is good at e-commerce, or you know, building websites, all of that sort of stuff, start building your network in that first year as well. Like we're doing these kind of expos and networking here as well, getting those contacts so you can bounce off each other as and when you're going through your sort of first year and onwards in the later years to come as well. And then just some lovely pictures of some of our dogs wearing the collars on the left there as well. And then that second year for us, so we had a good first successful year, getting those LED collars into fruition and getting a bit more traction on that growth of the revenue as well, which then led us into being able to get those new products. So for us, we knew the LED collar was only going to take us up to around about that January time, because we launched in September, obviously a dark month starting, so we knew the LED collars were going to do quite well over to that new year as well. And unfortunately, with LED collars, we saw a massive drop-off around February when it's getting a lot lighter out there. Obviously, people don't really need the collars at the time. So took a step back and thought, well, what can we get into stock that's going to take us all year round so we can sell these every single month? And for us, orthopedic dog beds were definitely the way to go, where they're so niche, obviously being orthopedic, helping things like the joints, the muscles for older dogs, but overall really good dog beds for any breeds and ages as well. And brand ambassadors. So we took a look at Instagram, obviously being a massive social media platform. So being able to get brand ambassadors on board. So by launching a post saying, you know, you're looking for any kind of reputation, any kind of ambassadors are interested in joining our brand as well, which is going to start to grow your presence online as well. So organic growth coming through people who are genuinely interested in what you want to sell as well. So for us, we got some ambassadors in, like you can see there, just a few posts there where we got a couple of them. I think we got around about 27 or so. So I went a bit overboard, admittedly, with my ambassadors. But the reason I did that was because I got a full range of people. So I had kind of pet influencers, so really good at taking good content, good pictures of their dogs. But I also got the people who just love their family dog, you know, just take little pictures on probably not the best of phones, but having that kind of side of things on your Instagrams, in your content, adds to the credibility of your brand, because you think out there nowadays, AI kind of taking over things in e-commerce, where people can come through, look at a picture, and see it's organic as well, which is obviously another conversation that is coming to light at the moment with people being organic with their pictures and all that sort of stuff as well. So with the ambassadors on board, we then moved into Christmas, which is where we just got that stock in as well. So started a giveaway on Instagram as well, using things like Facebook pay-per-click as well to boost that post up, where it will then go to organic audience, where if you are interested in entering, tag a friend, enter the post, and then followers as well. Because what you're going to get there as well, you're going to get some social growth and organic growth on Instagram as well. So start building up those numbers, so when people do come through to your brand, they can see like your well-established brand, which adds that credibility underneath it as well. So it worked really well in any kind of pet niche, really good thing to do. And it's a free gift as well. So that tells you two things. People are interested in your brand, and people want to represent you as well. So that for us did really, really well. I think it was a 7-day giveaway boosted post at only about £5 a day as well. And we got over 1,200 comments on there and 1,200 follows as well. So like I said, really good for boosting that organic growth in your following as well. And the best part with your ambassadors is you can collaborate your posts. So what a collaboration post is, for anyone who's not sure, is when they do a post, they tag you in it. So for example, Bodhi 2023 and HeckinPawfect, that then splits the engagement to both accounts as well. So both of you are winning. So like I said, it gives them incentive to do those collab posts with you, get some good content on there where they can share it with their followers, but ultimately your followers are going to see it as well. So you're both winning on both sides, because you should start to see some growth in your social medias as well. And then just on the right side of the screen, we then started to build our Trustpilot, obviously adding more credibility underneath that brand in that second year to try and really hit hard with things like all your marketing and choosing those routes as well. So like you can see there, some lovely reviews that people have left. Unfortunately, no pictures, but we will move into that as well. And then we're at a point now in that 2.5 years where we're starting to see some really good scaling with the business as well. So just on the right there is actually just 1 month of going live on TikTok. So we predominantly use TikTok to do our sales as well. And we're moving to that just towards the end of this slide. But like I said, with marketing in e-commerce, such a really cool place to be. If you want to get involved in e-commerce, so many avenues that you can choose with marketing as well. So for us, like I said, we started with that Facebook organic pay-per-click as well, and Google search terms as well, which did well with our collars with Google search, because obviously it's quite specific and quite a good keyword to use. But admittedly, on the Facebook side of stuff, we overspent way too much on our Facebook ads. So one thing I would say for people who are starting out, try and keep a figure in your mind, so you're going to limit yourself on what your ad expenditure is, because trust me, you will not realize how much you spend sometimes as well. So like I said, Facebook for us probably should have stopped way in advance before we did. So we did waste a little bit of money on that side, but like I said, we're an open book. We're all about talking, sharing our experiences with everyone out there as well. So Facebook, not too great. Google Ads, okay, got that revenue, moved into our beds, and then networking as well. So doing events like this, talking to people, you know, people sat next to you, might be in the same kind of niche as you, or might have a completely different niche. But that's not to say they can't help you out along your journey as well, because like I said, they're going to be learning a load of marketing techniques that you might not come across as well. And if you do hit any blockers in between your journey, having someone who actually is like-minded with you, being able to say to them, oh, hi mate, I've hit this road in my journey and I just can't get past it. Have you ever experienced it? And they might say, oh yeah, I did this and it seemed to work. Have you tried that? Oh no, I'll go try that as well. So networking really important when it comes to e-commerce as well, especially from what I found, building a good strong network with other people, like-minded, or in different niches as well. And then doing events as well, whether it's a local event, if you're kind of in that first year, strongly suggest go and give that local event a go, whatever your niche is, so you can get out there and tell people you're a local business as well, because a lot of people out there will want to invest in a local business, especially if it's something like a pet brand or any kind of baby brand, clothing brand, all of that sort of stuff. Starting locally, a lot more people attached to those local communities as well. And then TikTok Shop, as I said on the diagram just here, really good for us, being able to be on a live market and talk to the audience straight away with any kind of real-time questions where they might see me just with the bed and say, can I wash this bed? Of course you can. Take them through, taking it all apart and getting it in the wash as well. But even more so, because they're probably at home, just chilling out after work or whatever it is they've done, they're not having to go out and about. They can literally just come in, talk to you straight away, ask you a question if they want to, and you can answer it there and then, giving them that comfort of just knowing just how good your products are as well. And because, like I said, I am a dog owner, I generally believe in the product as well. So I've got that emotional attachment to the products where when they do come in, all of our samples, picking the right one, we know exactly what is a good product for a dog owner out there as well. So being able to portray that on things like TikTok Shop comes off really organic as well and genuine to people who are watching you, which is helping because you're not a salesperson then, you're just telling them exactly why you would invest in that bed for your dogs at home, and that will ultimately get them to buy that bed as well. So next steps for us is public speaking, doing things like these events, because 2.5 years in e-commerce, I feel like I'm at a point now where I've learned enough where I can talk to other people about my journey as well. So if you are starting out, or if you've been in e-commerce a long time, doing really well with your business, still think there's a lot of value that I can give people too, because like I said, I've hit my failures, I've hit the things that work for me as well, and I'm able to bounce ideas off people in the audience and outside of events as well. And then business growth, at the moment, got just our collars and our beds in at the moment, but as we continue to scale that business, getting more products in, supplying more really top quality products to other owners as well. So things like dog coats, maybe dog stairs and all that sort of stuff as well. So business growth on that side. And then moving into mentoring as well. So it goes alongside with public speaking as well, being able to give people that value. But I'm not saying, come book a course or anything like that with me. More the mentoring side of people, if you are in the audience and you just want someone to lean on, ask a question, anything like that, then like I said, you'll have all my details at the end. So feel free to drop me a DM or any kind of email, anything like that, and I will get back to you and offer you kind of my assistance, or at least my 20p in that pound as well. So. And then focusing on what works. So there you've got TikTok for us, really, really beneficial for my brand, growing that, scaling it, getting some good revenue and traction through that. Because in that second year, when you are starting out, going down those marketing strategies, if you do start to notice one of them is really picking up, for example, Facebook ads might have really good ad expenditure coming back to you, focus on that, double down on it for now, because it's quite important that you focus more on your growth of your business in those early stages to really help you out later on in the journey as well. So for us, focusing on that TikTok shop to try and build that revenue and get some big growth going forward too. So key takeaways for me, it is quite a short talk today because we've only got that 25 minutes, so I don't want to ramble on too much on each slide. So enjoy your journey. What I mean by that is even if you are just starting out or you're 2, 3, 5 years plus into your journey, take some time to really enjoy that as well. Like I said, with your networking, building that network, take times to go and build a strong network at things like your events or expos or retreats and all of that sort of stuff. There's loads of them out there where you can get involved with meeting like-minded people, because what you might find is your friends at home and stuff like that who aren't used to having their own business, working in e-commerce, they don't really know what you're going through on your journey either. So if you do work alongside other people who are doing the same thing as you, it makes you a little bit more comfortable when you're on that journey as well. And like I said, that first year, really important as well, because if you do get any negativity around that on that first year, because obviously you're going to start spending money on things like products, getting website design and stuff like that. So if you do end up spending way too much money, your family might get a bit worried, your friends and stuff like that. So always look towards network to help pick you up as well, which is obviously building that strong network too, which definitely did help me in that first year, and build a solid foundation. So look into things like your branding. Make sure the branding's good. Don't overthink it, because you can spend weeks and months on branding as well. So try and keep it relatively simple if you can. Don't look too far into it, and start getting ideas from other people as well. If you come up with the brand, go and ask your friend what they think of it and all that sort of stuff as well. But don't hinder on it, because if you do look at things like Nike, Adidas and stuff like that, way back when, people had no idea what that was. It was just a tick saying Nike. What did Nike mean then? Nothing. But look at it now. So like I said, don't overthink your branding process in that either, and building that solid foundation, get your marketing right, get your website right as well, and then really focus on what works in that second year. And you might even get it in that first year, you might really scale within that first 6 months, and if you do, well done. That is a really tough, difficult thing to do in e-commerce as well. But like I said, some people have different contacts, different friends, network and all that sort of stuff, so they'll definitely help you along the way. And always prepare to fail. like I said, first attempt in learning. Always look at that fail and look at what you're going to learn from that as well. Don't just hit a blocker and think to yourself, oh, I'm just going to throw the towel in, because you'll really regret it. Just give it a bit of time, go bounce ideas off people, ask anyone out there as well if they've hit that blocker as well, because I can guarantee 9 times out of 10 in your network there's probably going to be someone along that line who's hit that kind of barrier too. And with that mentoring side of it, if you do have a mentor, obviously they'll be able to help you in that situation as well. So thank you for your time. I know it's been quite a short one, but like I said, just at 25 minutes. So if you do want to get in touch with me, like I said, on there you've got all of our details, so an email or on the Instagram and LinkedIn as well. And if you've got a question, we would do a Q&A, but it is quite short time, so do feel free to come and have a chat with me. I've got my team here of Nat, and then I've got Dave as well, who's also a TikTok shop partner, and I've got Mark with me, who's also doing well in e-commerce too. So feel free to come over to us and bounce any questions, or just get our socials and stuff like that. Really appreciate everyone's time today, and hopefully you've had a brilliant day, and yesterday as well if you were here. So thank you very much.